What is that?
That is a 37 pence energy drink from Lidl. Kong Strong. It's nice though.
I'm glad that you're enjoying that Kong Strong.
Sugar free.
It blows my mind how they get away with the names.
Kong Strong.
Kong Strong.
Not like that.
Do I not like that?
No?
No.
Do I not like that? Why not? There's worse ones out there.
Name 3.
Boost.
No, it's better than Kong Strong.
Oh, Boost, yeah, kind of.
Go on.
Okay. I can't think of any. Too much pressure.
No. You can't think of any because there isn't any.
There's so many though. So many ones about. And you get like your Aldi's, your Lidl.
I feel like so many people have got them out as well. Did you ever see the Mike Tyson one? Black.
Yeah.
Why?
So I saw Tyson Fury's the other day in the Penland bin. 49p.
What's that called?
Produced. Furosity. I wouldn't have gone with that name.
I mean, it's plays on the name. It's all right. Works. What would yours be called? What would your 37 pence energy drink be called?
Right, it would be called Tired.
Question mark.
Tired energy. Tired. Question mark energy.
That's pretty good, actually. I'll rate it.
Get rid of the vowels.
Get rid of the vowels. So it would be TRD. Tard.
Question mark on the end. Tired.
Drink too many, maybe.
What was it called then? Big bollocks. Mr. Marketing Genius.
What would mine be called?
You just hate it when we come on the podcast and throw these curveballs at each other and we have
because then you get super nervous of like the dead air that you created. Well, hopefully the listeners and the viewers are coming up with their own versions at the same time.
This is raw. This is what we do.
So if you are, put them in the comments. Why not? What would your 37 pence energy drink be called? Kong Strong.
Kong Strong. I reckon they should sponsor me because I buy enough.
Where's it from?
Lidl.
I don't think Lidl are going to sponsor us.
Did Lidl make it?
Did Lidl make it?
Or was it Kong Strong and then Lidl buy the brand?
No, I think, but they create like rip-off brands of...
Right. Okay. So they pour someone else's fluid in another can.
Yep. Kong's Fluid.
I wonder what the actual company's called. Kong's Fluid, did you just say? Spunk. Nah. Do you reckon like there's just one big energy drink company that provides just people with barrels of it and says, call it what you want, just pay us a fee?
Because for me, all tastes and smells the same.
All these ones, they taste the same. All the cheap ones taste the same.
Like when I was a teenager, I used to always have a pack of 24 Energize. What was it?
Energize? That's the one. That's the Home Bargains one.
Yeah, I used to have a pack of 24 of them under my desk.
Full sugar.
Huh?
Full sugar ones.
Oh yeah. That what was a question of disbelief. Of course it was full sugar. Did you see the size of me?
It was a house.
I needed that extra bit of energy to get me through the all-night gaming sessions.
Left 4 Dead.
Gears of War, Left 4 Dead, Guitar Hero. All powered by cans of Energize. I had to stop drinking it in the end.
Shake.
Yeah, used to get terrible headaches and...
I bet you had no water.
0 water. Piss was orange.
The flu just came straight out. So what would yours be called? Have you thought about it yet?
Honestly, that's behind me, mate. Hasn't it?
Is it?
I stopped thinking about that 5 minutes ago.
Tried to move on, didn't you?
Yeah.
Last week was a bit of a sad one, wasn't it?
It was. And I think I've struggled to kind of get out of that frame of mind and that place of emotion. I'm not going to lie. I'm not feeling it right now. I'm not, I don't know, I'm not going to say motivated. I'm always motivated to do the podcast, but I'm not in a particularly amazing frame of mind.
That's fair enough.
I still feel a little bit emotionally spent.
Yeah.
But, we show up, we put out, and give the perception that we're happy. I show up for you, and I show up for the listeners, the viewers, the subscribers.
I think what you said there, the perception of being happy.
Yeah, it's a mask hiding what your true self is feeling. You know? We hear so much of, I guess questions like, what have you got to be sad for? Why are you depressed? What reason have you got to be unhappy?
So insulting, isn't it?
It's like when an extreme example of it is, when celebrities and incredibly wealthy people commit suicide. The thoughts and questions that come out in those moments is, well, what reason did they have to kill themselves?
Yeah, how awful is that? For someone just to say that as a throwaway comment, why did they kill themselves? They had everything. Define everything. You know what I mean?
You have no idea what someone's thinking or feeling on the inside.
Like people are
But I understand potentially because, again, there's the perception of being happy. Yeah. Just because they have X amount of million in the bank account, they have X million adoring fans. Yeah. Thousands of people in some cases cheering them on every night as they perform gigs or, theatre performances, watching films, etc. at the box office.
Comedy, which is one of the most ironic things in the world. Like Robin Williams, like one of the most happy, most beloved people, was in so much pain.
Because it's the perception of happiness. Everyone just assumes that they're happy because to them they think that they have everything. When you can have the world, but if you're feeling like on the inside, if you're feeling like you don't want to be here on the inside, what's the point? You're the poorest man on earth.
Yeah. What do you think goes behind that then? Like, when people, like celebrities, for example, like they're in the public eye, potentially like dealing with issues, like on the inside. Do you think like managers, publicists, have to mask for them and tell them that they can't? Like, if they wanted to say, okay, I think going on a podcast would be good for me to express myself, to help express my pain, to potentially help other people. But then you've got like a publicist or a manager going, no, that's not good for your brand. So that person then has to suppress their feeling. It's just like, no one, like sometimes it's like they've probably got no one to talk to. Like they've got so many people, but no one to really talk to.
Because everyone around them is almost just doing whatever it takes to keep the money coming in. To keep the machine that they've built moving. That persona that they've built that the public buys into. If that's not there anymore, people might lose interest.
It's like Britney Spears as well. Like when you have her dad who was like her, what's it called?
Conservator.
How much of that was looking out for her best interests? And how much of it was looking out for the bank?
I mean, you see it time and time again with conservators, like in that situation. It's just the only thing being thought about is the money and keeping the money coming in. Whatever, that means for the person's mental health. It's entirely a detriment of that.
And it's a thing as well, like people to throw shade at that as well. When people in the limelight, successful people are in the limelight and then they have like a meltdown and everyone's quick to say like, oh, they're mental. Like Kanye West, for example. Oh, Kanye West's a mentalist. Or is he just a man in trouble?
Bit mental.
Don't say mental.
Can't say that.
2024, you can't say that. But like, yeah, it's like when they see these like famous people having meltdowns, it's like, no, it's sad as like humans and people that people aren't the first to reach out and say like, oh, that person needs help. It's always they're crazy. They've lost it. Maybe they've lost it because they had no one to really help them. And
Because you have no idea what's going on the inside because you bought in to the perception of happiness too much.
Yeah.
But then it gets to that point when that happens, when it does get to the point of, in some cases, the suicide, and then that person's gone. The kind of reaction that the public has to that is almost sickening in some instances. Then there's the outpouring of support. Yeah. Then the questions are asked.
Or was campaigning for these people after they've gone instead of campaigning for them when they're alive.
When they were here, no one gave a about the way that they were feeling.
It's easy to drag someone who's got like addiction problems through the mud. It's just like slander them. They've lost out, they're a druggie, they're an alcoholic. Maybe they've got traumas that they can't address, and this is obviously it's a coping mechanism. And it's just like help them when they need it. Don't hashtag be kind. For example, when people are gone. Do you know what I mean? Why don't you help? Like reach out and help that person before and campaign for them when they're alive. Do you know what I mean? There's not enough of that in the world.
Absolutely. But I think it's a world that we've created. The media plays such a big part in as well. Because the media are the first person the first kind of thing to jump on something when it's negative and continue stoking the fire. It's like a massive one that always sticks with me is Caroline Flack. The things that Caroline Flack was going through, the media just would not let go. And the constant harassment that caused, which then spilled over into the public, and the public were doing it as well, on social media, etc. It's just, why did it take her killing herself to make people care? And you see it time and time again with celebrities, with people, and if celebrities aside, if people cared a tenth of the amount that they do when a celebrity kills themselves or is involved in a suicide, if people cared a tenth of the amount for the rest of everyday people, maybe the world would be a better place. If we had that kind of empathy in our usual day-to-day lives, what a world it would be, man. Maybe there wouldn't be such a public health emergency, which suicide is. You have think whatever you want, but it is the biggest public health emergency that we have. Criminally uncovered, criminally understudied, underfunded. There is hundreds of thousands of people killing themselves every year. And we don't care. Because we don't want to talk about it. Grow up.
I just wish the world was a better place, man.
Imagine. I apologise if anyone was tuning in this week to have some banterous conversations with the boys. Have a good time.
Sometimes we like to talk about these things, man.
It's not even that. It's just, I'm feeling a certain way. So we're going to go down that route.
Yeah, Dan's not with you today.
Yeah, I'm not going to give the perception that this, I'm feeling good. And I'm going to put a face on. Like, I hope you're all there, knowing by now that that's not going to happen with us. We're going to be honest with the way that we're feeling. It's the whole point that we're doing this podcast, in the hopes that you realise, when you're feeling down, when you're having one of these weeks, that it's all good, man.
Complete transparency on it, which I feel like is one of the biggest feedback things that people have said, is that it seems organic and raw, and that's because it is.
Because it is.
The notes are very minimal for this podcast.
There is zero notes for this today. There is no notes for this type of episode, Sometimes we might have a broad overview of what we'll talk about, but There has been no notes, no structures there. This is just raw, the way that I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Super appreciative. Not just to you for kind of being there to listen to this and be there for it, but, you know, people who are listening and viewing and willing to hear this out. That means a lot.
That's good. I'm glad you can do it in front of an audience. Takes balls, man.
Biggins.
Big bollocks. Bollocks. What do you want to say again?
Bollocks.
We're not always going to have positive weeks, and we say that when we first come on. It's just like when we check in, it's just some days just have down. Like, I feel chipper again. Do you know what I mean?
Bit jealous, you know. You.
Oh.
With your good mood.
Next week I'll probably be crying.
I hope so.
No, but
You know?
he's not sending the correct message, is he?
Because I will facilitate that for you. I will be here to talk you through it.
I don't know what I'm going to do in a couple of weeks when you're at Disneyland.
I'm not going to Disneyland. I'm going to Disney World. Get it right.
What a snob. Honestly. Jesus Christ. Hey, I went to Alton Towers this week.
You did. How was it?
It was great. I haven't been to a theme park in such a long time. Sorry, this is such a curveball, but this is not coming there.
It's our platform.
It's our platform.
We do what we want.
I went to Alton Towers, and I haven't ridden a roller coaster for 7 years. I'm going to say. Since
How
I
did
went
it
to
feel?
Orlando. Your body isn't prepared for it anymore, man. Like, I went on the Smiler. The only ride I went on, that was enough.
Still got your legs.
Still got my legs, shamefully. Could have got 5 million quid.
Could have had a studio.
I'd lose a leg for a couple of mil. I wouldn't think twice about it. Take it off me. I'll get one of them metal boys in. Still get a pair of trainers on then.
I think you'd adapt pretty well, I'll be honest. I think, like, knowing your character, I think you'd be alright.
I'd humour it.
With a blade.
A blade?
That's what they call them.
Is it?
When it's like one of them running ones. You know what Oscar Pistorius wears?
I don't want one of them.
Oh, you know.
No?
They're not cool.
No? Look, I've got a coat hanger on my leg.
A shoe on?
Yeah. It looks like it's weird. I always think, how is this?
Sorry, I just had the visual of, like, you know, your wife putting her shoes on and she can't quite get it on, so you're there behind her. Let me. And you just slot the blade the back of her shoe.
It'd be an incredible commercial for a shoe one. But like, I always think those I don't know what I was going to say, like add-on. No, it's not an add-on, is it? Add-on. But like, I always think when they're running, how's that not like the skin
On your stump.
just ragging you? Do you get a sore stump? Well, that running.
Stump sores.
What are we talking about here?
That's what my energy drink's called.
Sore stump. A sore stump. Class.
That sounds like an ale.
It does, yeah. You're getting Lidl.
Maybe they will sponsor us.
I know, yeah. Lidl. I'll wear the trainers.
Do they wear uniforms at the till?
Like a dark navy t-shirt, I think. You get the
I'll
trainers.
wear one of them on the pod.
You can get the multiple colour trainers. The little colours, yellow, red. The big little logo ones, like
True.
Adidas. Yeah. But yeah, like Alton Towers, like, and it shook my body up. It rattled me. Like, I enjoyed it at the time, but when I got off, I couldn't walk. I was rattled, like my body was aching. I was like, God, I feel old.
What was the theme park that you always used to go to when you were a kid?
Drayton Manor.
Drayton Manor.
I forgot there was a zoo there, actually.
There was Drayton Manor Park and Zoo.
Yeah.
And my mind as a kid thinks it's massive, but it's probably one cage. But yeah, we started talking about it pretty recently at home. So I just had like a weird flashback of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Remember that as a kid?
Plus, scared.
It was like, felt like the biggest thing on earth.
Yeah.
Closed.
What?
Yeah.
They shut it down?
Yeah, closed.
Why?
I don't know.
Do you know I was one of the first kids ever on the Stormforce 10?
Straight up.
Yep. I was there when it opened.
No way.
2 things. I'm not going to say, this is irrelevant. I was going to say the Wacky Weros by us, George Stevenson. I was the first kid in there.
Christen the ball pit, did you?
I was christening that ball pit, and I was one of the first kids on the Stormforce 10.
Stormforce 10, that was another one that was like the bollocks when you were a kid.
Shockwave. I reckon it's all been rebranded now to different names.
I'm going to get it up.
Go on, please. This is only relevant to people who live in the Midlands, by the way, but we're going to do it anyway.
Not really. People could travel far and wide to go to Drayton Manor. But yeah, like on the on the coach there, you know, when the buzz and you're all talking about it. Yeah, I'm gonna go on. Well, not a fan of the branding these days.
Is it awful?
There's still a zoo there.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rides and attractions. Here we go.
Should we go to?
What we got? The Wave.
What's that?
That's got to be Shockwave. Oh, of course it has. It's called the Wave. Used to be called Shockwave because of the hair product, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Internet's incredibly slow. Anyway,
moving on.
yeah, that was a fun time.
We should probably go this in. We'll get them to let us in.
I always used to think when I was on the coaching and you saw people camping. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Camping on the grass outside. I used to think I'd love to do that. Can't think of anything worse now.
Yeah. Dreadful.
Could you imagine getting battered around on a roller coaster and then needing to sleep in a tent?
That's a silly idea, isn't it?
Could think of one thing I'd rather do more.
That then?